Hey everyone, and welcome back to the breakfast show with myself. With some things, here we go. Look who we got back on the perfect day. Jose, how are you?
Pretty good, man. How's everything with you going?
Pretty good. I don't know how good it will be once I show you what's going on in the markets right now, but let's not
Don't show me
let's
then.
not
Don't show me.
don't show you. Okay, if you asked so nicely here, I'm not sure. I'm not showing. We were going back here to the nice friendly faces here. But yeah, before we jump into today's earnings, we have Uber, we have Shopify, we have Spotify, and then we will talk a little bit about the upcoming AMD earnings later today. We will also stream that, of course. Any big things that you've seen in the markets over the last couple of days, other than the stock's reaction, just plain news-wise?
Yeah, Flames. I mean, yesterday, I thought was crazy with the AI market, right? We saw OpenAI and AWS. We saw AWS build partnership with Cypher. I think it was Cypher Mining, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you had Iron also announced some interesting build outs. So just the overall AI market, in my opinion. I mean, we heard it from earnings last week. The AI market is power constrained, and not only that, I mean, they still have a crazy amount of cloud demand that it's outstripping supply and increased capacity. So, regardless what happens today, long term, as the positions I own in my AI stocks, I'm still pretty much excited in the long term of things.
And you forgot another big one, actually.
What else happened?
Also AWS. OpenAI.
I thought I said that one first.
No, you said AWS Cypher twice, I think.
My bad. I'm sorry, Neil.
But that
Run
was
back the
crazy.
clip. Run the clip back.
But that one again, that one's crazy. But I guess again, the question is where is the money coming from, right? And if we ask that question, we might get suddenly Sam Altman popping on our stream here. If you want to sell your shares, I'll be happy to find you buyers.
Yeah, that was interesting. It's pretty interesting to see that clip go viral, Neil, and see both sides defend it. Right? It's like people who are bearish, and that's the crazy thing about the world, right? Is anytime anybody says something, you can always find the negative or the positive thing behind it. So it was pretty interesting to see both play out. I agree. He seems very defensive, right? And within that, and sometimes being that defensive and aggravated with stuff shows a little bit sign of weakness. But maybe he's also just aggravated at the long term. It's like, I'm done trying to tell you why, even though he doesn't tell us why. He'll rather say,
Exactly.
just wait, and improve, right? Um,
Uh, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's a valid question from one of his bigger cheerleader backer, and he still doesn't want to answer the question. Yeah, I thought that was a I thought what that was a strange thing. But without further ado, this is what we're looking at right now, pre-market. Lovely stuff, I would say. Lovely stuff. I didn't see anything in the news. I think it's just some people say, oh, it's because Michael Burry, the broken clock, has puts on Nvidia and Palantir. But just so people know, the positions that we're seeing right now were positions that he had at the end of Q3. We are already a month into Q3. He's probably down. I mean, he's not probably down. If he still holds Molina, he's already down 30% on that. I believe if he still owns the Nvidia and Palantir puts, he's still down on those as well. Plus, let's face it, the guy has been wrong more times than he has been right. Um, but I don't think he's the reason why we are seeing red here. I think it's just sentiment in the market right now with regards to this whole AI spend, let's say. Although, I don't know, Microsoft, all of the big tech companies have already reported. I have not seen any cracks yet or any signs of any cracks. So it's quite strange, but okay, I guess we'll take it. It's quite interesting because Tom Lee went on TV a day or two ago and he said, look, he still expects to close out the year quite strong, but we might see some weakness at the start of November. Seems like he's spot on yet again right now. So we have a couple of earnings reports to talk about right now. We'll start off with Uber and then follow through. Or maybe I'll start off with Spotify and then end with Uber because we both own Uber. But first up, thank you, Roberto here, another Roberto in the chat for the super chat. Hims reported, are you a buyer here? And CoreWeave reports Monday, it's pulling back, entry price below 120. Your thoughts? Well, luckily we also have Jose here who can tell us a little bit more about CoreWeave, especially after the Core Scientific thing is over. Me, Hims, I'm not a buyer here. I know that the stock was up more yesterday when they reported, but now I mean the whole market is down and it's still up 2% or so. The back and forth with Novo Nordisk is quite hilarious. Every other quarter, it's like we have a partnership, we're working with a partnership, we have no partnership, we have a lawsuit. But yeah, they reaffirmed their 2030 targets, something that we talked about before. So all of that is good. Am I a buyer here? No, because I'd have to open a new position, and I'm not really looking to open a new position. But if you're looking here at the technicals, we are very close, if not just at the 200-day moving average, and previously did see a nice rebound there. So I would say it might be a good area to pick some up. As for CoreWeave, Jose, what now that the Core Scientific thing is over, where do we go from here?
In the short term, I don't know. In the long term, I'm pretty bullish on this company still. With the Core Scientific, right? I think it was a nice. I don't know if we talked about it, Neil, live or just in private, but it was a nice to have, but not a need to have, right? It was good for them. It was gonna help reduce some of the cost of
Mm-hmm.
owning of these data centers, right? Because it's not like if they bought out, they got the power and everything else, but they still had to kind of keep it running, still pay everything, right? Still keep it running. The only thing they didn't have to pay was that middleman margin. Now they still have to pay the middleman margin, but it's not anything too crazy. So for long term, I don't think it's bearish about the CoreWeave and um, Core's deal not going through. I honestly think Core's shareholders are going to be, in the short term, they might be happy about it. I think in the long term, they're going to regret not voting for it. for it right now because you're right, the stock has done amazing ever since it's been declined. And I think this is going to happen just because right now we are in this market where it's power constraint. Right, power constraint, and it's creating a lot of excitement for a lot of these companies, and it's creating this bullish momentum. But I think when things start to settle down, the one that has a higher chance of still staying up top will be CoreWeave over Cores or some of these power shells. Um, in forms of buying right now, I'm more likely selling puts. I sold
Hmm.
one put of CoreWeave and Nebius yesterday. Um, and if you sell like almost close to the money, you're getting about a $10 premium on both of them. And so that means I get if it gets exercised, I pretty much bought the shares at $10 cheaper than that strike price. I think I'm going to continue that every so often. I'm still very bullish, but the market is volatile. I think, regardless, long term, Neil, we heard it from big tech last week. There's not enough power. They need more cloud compute, right? They need more power constraint. Um, and CoreWeave and Nebius are both that have some nice amount, and they're working on building even more and more. And the great thing is they also have the GPUs, so their margins tend to be a little bit better. Obviously, a little bit more risky with the capex, but I don't mind that risk.
So you're a buyer at lower prices, is what you're saying,
Yeah.
with the
So right
selling put
now,
strategy.
yeah, selling put strategy is my opportunity right now. If I was to go really, really heavy, I think it would be a lot lower price right now. So right now it's more selling
Hmm.
puts because if it gets exercise, I got them at a lower share. If they don't get exercise, I get the premium. But it's still not the time where I'm just gonna want to go purely all stocks just yet.
Okay, fair enough. Yesterday we also had the Iron news with Microsoft, of course. Worst day, I guess, to announce such a deal because yeah, the stock went up 23% pre-market, closed. I mean, closed up 11%, but right now, as you can see, we're basically at the same price as we've been before the announcement, which in a sense is great for long-term investors because now you have the announcement and the same stock price there. Iron does report Thursday after the close, so we're probably going to hear a lot more on them. Thursday, we have Nebius that's down another 5% or so. So it seems like these types of names, the CoreWeave, the Nebius, the Iron, are all coming down a little bit. But again, we are back to prices not seen since Friday, uh, October 24th
Yeah.
for Nebius. So it's not like we're back to prices
Mhm.
not seen since June or whatever. No, we're basically back to a week and a half ago or so,
Yeah.
which,
And,
okay.
And I think these few companies, kind of really show us the different types of business models they are, right? You have like kind of like your core scientific, which is pretty much just the power shell, where they just rent out, or cipher mining, I think was another example where you kind of rent out the data center space and the
Hmm.
power infrastructure. You have everything ready for them. You have the water, the gas, electricity. Now it's pretty much renting an apartment with unfurnished, right? Then you have the person paying for the
Yes.
rent and they're furnishing the apartment. Um, Now that would be like your cipher and cores. Then you have like your iron. Then you have like your core weave. Core weave would probably be like your full apartment that it comes furnished already. You're paying for the rent as well for the rent. It comes furniture. It comes rented, and it also has a lot of amenities. Right, it's like this one of luxury apartments. That's where you have your Nebius and your core weave. Right, they have the power, they have the AI infrastructure compute, and then they have some form of software stack solution on top of it. Nebula is a little bit better than CoreWeave, but lately CoreWeave has kind of been building up on that. Then you have somewhere in between those two, Neil, and that's Iron right now. Iron is the one that has it's pretty much a rented apartment that is furnished, but it doesn't have amenities. So it's pretty much the rented power, it's the compute. It seems like they're focusing a little bit on the software stack, but that's not where they're at right now. So maybe eventually they want to go into like a full luxury apartment. Um, but it was an easy way, I think, to explain kind of the three setups here that is in this power compute AI infrastructure space.
I agreed. I think, but with the Microsoft deal, they said that
Mhm.
they're now up to 100,000 GPUs. So I assume Microsoft is supplying them with the GPUs as well. Because I mean, that's what
Oh,
Satya said 2 days ago, right? He has the chips, he just doesn't know where to put them.
but with the Iron, I thought you saw they talked about the layout in the thing in their presentation, or it's like I forget, $9.8 billion. I forget the actual number of the deal, but
Hmm.
then they subtracted about half of it on capex, and the capex included GPUs. So I think maybe they might be buying their own GPUs.
Do you get up to 100,000 GPUs for 5.8 billion?
Yeah, I think so. 100,000 times, um, assuming a 50,000. Let's just easy, just quick napkin math. So 100,000 GPUs times, how much was it? Times $50,000 price is about $5 billion. And 50,000. It's not just the GPU. It's usually included with all the
Yeah, so
networking
it's,
solutions, and I
yeah.
think they did that. So um, that
And
was
Dell
just
comes in as well.
yeah, yeah, and then the margin from the Dell servers as well. So I think that five, because it was about 5 billion capex, right? That they announced for that they were going to be paying. Um,
Yeah, 5.8 or something, no? 5.7,
yeah, and then
5.8, yeah.
whatever also was part of the I guess the buildup of that data center as
Hmm.
well.
Okay, so we go from 23,000 to 100,000. Not bad. Although, yeah, of course, it will take time. Even though 23,000, the ARR there is by Q1 2026. $500 million in ARR was the announced number. So yeah, not bad. Not bad at all. Moving on here, Uber. Uber reported, as you can see, beats across the board. Revenue is a beat, EPS beat, adjusted EBITDA is up 33%, trips is up 22%, gross bookings 49.74 billion dollars. We're going to go to the slides in a bit. Gross bookings for guidance is a beat, adjusted EBITDA as well. Expected to add approximately $30 billion in incremental gross bookings this year. I know the stock is probably down right now. It's down. It's not probably, it is down, it seems. It is down. So, what do we have for Uber? Revenue did increase 19% year over year. Let me actually pull this right here. In this case, they do start off with their NVIDIA partnership. The explanation there, how that's going to work. So you have your NVIDIA L4 software plus platform. Then you have the Uber data network, which leads us to the AV technology ecosystem. So the joint AV data factory, more Uber ready AVs to market through Uber's partnership and NVIDIA's partnership as well. All of that powered by NVIDIA and Uber. Then they show us another strength of the business, which is here in this case, grocery and retail. This significantly expands their delivery opportunity. They see here around $2 trillion in food addressable market and another $10 trillion in grocery and retail addressable market. And these are the recent wins for them. Uber is, when I look at Uber, I'm like getting some hints of what Amazon has done throughout the last 2 decades or so. It's like an ever expanding total addressable market. And I think it shows right here. Uber is that platform where you will be able to get your groceries, I mean, your retail stuff, whatever you need, rides, you name it, you're going to get it through the Uber platform. Of course, the more they expand, the more people use it, the more ads that will be displayed, the more money that flows through the Uber ecosystem. And then, yes, with autonomous vehicles, I guess you'll get everything for maybe cheaper and probably also faster as well. It's a wonderful business, I would say. It's a wonderful business. It shows, I mean, here we see enhancing the power of the Uber platform. It continues to drive delivery audience. 7% of deliveries first time users acquired to grocery and retail, while also increasing total platform frequency, and is generating $12 billion in gross bookings run rate, which leads us to this, the operating metrics. It's a wonderful business, I would say. It's a wonderful business that both of us own. I think we still own both of us, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, Neil, for me, this is one that is pretty much on cruise control mode, right? Because it's one of those. This is one of those businesses where, unlike the AI space, and while they do have a lot of AI solutions coming in and progress, it's not one that I feel like I need to watch every week or so with the
Hmm.
innovations. This is one of those that that's super calm in my portfolio. It's like, hey, let me own it. Don't even look I look at, I think at every other earnings. But overall, the excitement is there. Like you mentioned, total addressable market that's continuously expanding. This is a company that, in my opinion, with AI, and we both share, I feel we both share this in past episodes, where with both AI, not only do you have that extreme future growth opportunity of kind of things like robo taxis or whatever, but in the short term, it could help their advertisement solutions, their bottom line numbers, having better understanding the data of their drivers and their riders and whatever type of data they have. They can definitely use AI to find some efficiencies um, that can help free cash flow, that can help earnings per share, and that to me is super exciting.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I think we all agree that for us, the only bear case is going to be if Tesla and Waymo take 90+% of the mobility market. If that happens, then okay, there is probably no need for an Uber or any other players. But we follow the industry. We see how many actual players there are. We just don't see how 90+% of the market is going to go to just two players. But that's in my head, and I think in yours as well, the biggest risk out there. But I just don't see it as a realistic one that will happen.
Yeah, and I think that risk is something that you can kind of see coming a little bit by little, right? It's not something that I think, oh, you're going to see this massive world pin this. Eventually something's going to happen, but I don't think you're going to see like this massive rollout happening overnight that will kind of create the ultimate destruction here. What I thought was pretty cool, Neil, I was just in Phoenix a few weeks ago, and I was trying to get an Uber. And Uber during in there didn't have the Waymo solution. Like I couldn't kind of order a Waymo.
Hmm.
I had to go through the Waymo app. But in Uber, my driver was taking so long, and it said, "Hey, we actually have a unique partnership with Waymo." Now, they didn't have the option initially, but because I was waiting so long, they said we actually have some Waymos available, and I actually got in the Waymo instead through the Uber app. So I thought that was pretty
Through the
cool.
Uber app.
Yeah, through the Uber app. So the Uber app was, and then I think there was some um, things happening in the between there, but it was through the Uber app that I got through the Waymo.
First time in a Waymo?
Yeah.
Me too. Last week, first time in a Waymo in Los Angeles, but there's no Uber partnership there. It's just through the Uber, the Waymo app. It's insane, right?
Yeah, it's definitely. While I do use FSD every time I go in, I honestly felt completely different in a Waymo, if I may be honest. I fell asleep. I almost fell asleep on the Waymo. I don't know if just because I know I'm in the passenger seat, it reduces a lot of the stress that maybe I might have when
Hmm.
I'm in the driver's seat in the Tesla, just maybe the different seat itself. But it was weird. I actually felt safer in the Waymo than I did on the Tesla, even though I use the
Hmm.
Tesla FSD and that's saying from, and that's somebody that uses FSD every time they get on the Tesla, right? So it's
Yeah.
not like I'm bearish Tesla, but it just showcases that something within the Waymo, there's a little bit more. I don't know. I just feel a little safe there, and I don't know if it's just
Y-
because I was sitting in the back seat opposed to the
Yeah.
driver's
Okay.
seat. It,
Yeah.
it could have been just that itself.
Yeah. Because I assume like in your mind when you are in the driver's seat, you still think that you need to take control, and when you're at the back, you're at the back. I mean, when we're at the back, we think that someone else is in control, so we're fine. But I mean, I felt the same way. I was in the back. I was on my phone. I was just looking around. Plenty of people taking pictures and videos from the outside. It's like, hey, look, a Waymo, because it is pretty crazy I mean, especially for me that comes from Europe. I don't know when we're going to see something like this here, but I guess in LA,
Do you guys have cars there yet, or still horses and carriages?
horses, horses. Yeah, we don't even have roads. No, we do have some good roads, especially compared to some American cities. I think our roads are a bit better, a bit better. But yeah, no, it's a crazy feeling. Like you open the app and the car just comes and picks you up. You go inside, some nice music. You choose your music, and then it drops you off, and that's it. That's it. Of course, I also ordered some Ubers. So I ordered an Uber, got a Tesla, and pay with PayPal. So I'm like giving everyone a little piece of money here. But no, it was a nice experience. The Waymo experience was a nice experience. And yeah, I mean, they have partnerships with Uber. They are growing. The partnership with Lyft as well. They are growing very fast in multiple cities in the United States. So that's great. That's great to see.
Yeah, the only thing is even my wife, like I showed my wife, and my wife was curious. She's like, "Why is the Waymo about the same price of an Uber if it's no driver or anything like that?" Because I think the prices were equally the same. And then she was like, probably obviously the research and development that still needs to get paid off and all that. But it's unique. Just I would say similar consumers might have a similar mindset. It's like, why am I paying more if I'm not being driven by a person? Shouldn't in theory be cheaper? Um, but I guess right now you're also paying for the experience as well.
Exactly. Like people that want it will gladly pay a little bit extra to go and try it out, which I think is
Mm,
fine.
mm,
Flintstones.
Flintstone. That's why your roads are so nice, right?
uh, yeah, and apparently there are some self-driving buses, but I guess Matthias, I guess these are like very very small one, like a Zoox type. Because I was 2 years ago in a sort of, I don't know, vacation park, and you have self-driving buses that take you to like the lobby and then takes you to where the, let's say, the rooms are, but it's not on public roads. It's just probably pre-mapped areas. Maybe it's the same. I don't know.
And
Then
before we go here,
yeah,
Neil, what's happening today? By the way, why is the market? As someone was asking, I'm also genuinely curious. Is it just a
I
lot of everything happening in the market?
I
Has there
honestly
any?
have not seen anything specific, because it's not even just the US. Europe is also red. Asian markets are also red. So I'm not seeing something specific. The only title I see here is rising concerns about AI stock valuation. Okay, but I mean, Meta is not that overvalued. Google is not that overvalued. Nvidia is not that overvalued either. You have plenty of other stocks that aren't overvalued at all. They're pretty cheap. Um, Maybe it's because of the extended shutdowns. Maybe it's because of the election in New York. I don't know. But I'm not seeing anything specific. And if someone tells me, oh, it's because of Palantir, I mean, Palantir still grew 63%. It's not their fault that they're extremely expensive. Again, I don't think I don't think it's a reason for the market to be down. Although the market does not need specific reasons to be down, right? That's why it is the so-called the most hated V-shaped bull rally right now. Yeah, Burry's short, but Burry is short. I think us together in the chat have more money in a portfolio than he has. I mean, if you look at the portfolio size, it's the smallest of the smallest one. He's just very lucky that he had a movie made after him. Although there were plenty of other people that did also short the market back in '08. So
Yesterday was the top because we sent H100 into space. I don't know if you saw that, Neil.
they did it yesterday.
Yeah. Yesterday was the actual day. It sucks. I wish I actually because they shot it out of the Cape Canaveral spaceport,
Mm-hmm.
SpaceX, which is where I go every time I'm in Florida. And I'm actually heading there this Friday. So if only they could have pushed down, I would have been there
Mm.
to see a H100 make it to space. But that's the top. H100 in space is the top
Data
for the
centers
market.
in space, yeah. No, and it's not bad. It's not bad. And how do they get plugged in? Like how does that even work?
Well, I think right now they just sent one. They're just sending one H100. That's it. That's all they're gonna send for some time.
Mm,
So I'm pretty sure they had like all the solar whatever, all the solar stuff connected already within. So once you drop the payload,
okay.
yeah, it's like
Okay. No, fair enough. That's
system
pretty
on.
cool actually. It's pretty
Yeah,
cool. Okay. Company number 2 here is Shopify. Shopify is an amazing company, but also one of those that you rarely get to buy at a discount. Shopify's revenue were up 32%, also beats across the board here. $2.8 billion in revenue. You're going to say, yeah, $2.8 billion for a company worth, I don't even know how much they're worth, but probably what is it? I would say probably close to 224 billion dollars in market cap. $1.4 trillion global commerce since Shopify's inception, 875 million unique online shoppers, over 12% of US commerce market share. That's not bad. Millions of merchants. Okay, all of that is great. I believe free cash flow was also up nicely. These slides are pretty cool. Um, some of the big brands that are powered by Shopify. These are the extra brands that they will probably added here in Q3. Launched and signed brands, merchants. This is what they added up until now. Let's look at the financials real quick for Shopify. Let's see. By the way, we are going to talk about AMD in just a bit, just going over the main companies that reported. AMD apparent. I don't know, Jose, if you can find already something, because someone in the chat said that AMD got sued by a small company about something. I don't know.
All right, let me look at it. Let me look for.
Let's see. What this is a long presentation by the guys at Shopify. Let's see. Actually, let me just go. Annual finance. Okay. So what do we have here? Merchant solutions. It's up 74% here for the year 2024. Okay, that's not really helpful right now. I mean, it's helpful, but quarterly is better. So quarterly, we have here merchant solutions 75%, subscription solutions 25%. GMV was $92 billion for Q3, up 32% year over year. Shopify payments penetration continues to drive higher year over year GPV, which is gross payment volume. Q1 2024, 36 billion. We're now at $60 billion, which is 65% GMV penetration here. Subscription solutions revenue continues to increase year over year, closer to $700 million, up 15% year over year. Gross margin, gross profit, the margins here 48.9%, about the same for the last couple of quarters. Operating leverage here, you can clearly see 32% as a percent of revenue, the expenses. So all in all, again, free cash flow is the margins here, 18%. I think for the full year, they're expecting mid-teens or something like that. But free cash flow is definitely the metric that I'm following for a company like Shopify, because the more free cash flow that they generate, the better and the faster that they can move. So great quarter, expensive stock, I would say. Stock is down 4.2%, probably a little bit more right now. Yes, PE is very high, EV to sales, all of that on a trailing basis, even on a forward one. It's expensive. The stock is up significantly, 53.4% year to date. Great business, just expensive. Just expensive. Last one, real quick, is a European company, because in Europe we also have some good companies, I would say. And this is probably one of the ones that have gone under the radar. I mean, it's up 800% over the last 3 years. Spotify, insane.
That AI DJ is all they need.
AI DJ, not bad. But the turnaround here with them, it was also a crazy one. Can this open? Yes, it can. So here as well, we had a good report. We have total monthly, they're already at 713 total monthly active users. 713 million, up 11% year over year. Premium subscribers are up 12, so faster. Ad-supported monthly actives are up 11 to 446. Total revenue increased 7%. Premium was up 9%. Ad-supported was actually down 6%. We have your gross margin, about 31.6%. And gross profit is up 9% year over year. Operating income did increase 28% year over year with a margin of 13.6%, a nice improvement. And free cash flow here is up 13% year over year to $806 million. So that was the quick Spotify overview, so we can spend more time talking about the upcoming AMD earnings. I'll quickly show what's going on with some of the names right now. We have Uber, that's probably down. Where is it? Here it is. Uber is actually down 7%, 7.7%. So probably something that was mentioned during the earnings call the market did not like. So are we going to see it bottom here again at $91? Remains to be seen. I do wonder what they said during the call that the market really didn't like. Shopify is also down a little bit more, and Spot is up. Spot is up a little bit. The only name that's up here on the list is actually Hims after yesterday's report. Maybe they took that Hims pill to make their stock rise.
Oh, funny guy, funny guy. Neil, any thoughts of any buying right now,
Any
or
any
thoughts
buying?
or thoughts of what you're doing in your portfolio right now, if any?
I mean, I would love to actually add more to a meta right now, I would say, because I mean, the earnings was very good. The earnings was very good. Yes, okay, the stock is down because of that capex acceleration or expected acceleration in 2026. Market is freaking out. Maybe it's again 2022, but I don't know. They've made it quite clear that AI is already helping their core business quite a lot, and as long as their return on invested capital stays at 30% or so, why wouldn't they spend? Like it makes total sense. Um, but yeah, that's probably one. And then for the rest, I still have like the local Rocket Lab, Nebius report next week, so I do still want to keep some cash. I've shift for on Thursday with Oscar, the famous Oscar. So I'm keeping some cash right now to see what happens with the last couple of names that will report. But yeah, I mean, across the board, again, this is why I don't feel we are, or at least the some of the names that I own aren't overextended. So I'm comfortable adding to whatever name I feel is good on that specific day. But yeah, the big name I would say is probably Meta right now. Also because I feel it's like less risky when it comes to the size of the company and the volatility and all of that. Novo
Very
Nordisk, a lot
good.
of people are asking question. Novo Nordisk is tomorrow. Tomorrow is their earnings report. We will see new CEO turnaround story. Could this be the bottom? It could very well be. I don't expect anything crazy from them, to be honest. Any names you're looking at specifically?
Right now, I think CoreWeave and Nebius are the only two I'm really looking at. And again, just more selling puts. Air test system is one I'm also looking into more. Um, this they just announced a pretty cool partnership yesterday with ISE, which is kind of a company that's owned by ASE, which is a big manufacturing company. One thing that I continue to see is we need to find the defects of chips before they become actual chips, and that's what a air test system really helps out in. So this is one that's also in my radar. Um, but then in form of the safer play, I don't know. I don't think I have any at the moment.
Okay, no, fair
Mine are
enough.
pretty a little bit more high risk. But that's because I feel like I've been recently focusing in this one's crazy. I mean, if people would only have read our text messages, they
I
crazy
wonder.
job from that seven.
I wonder what happened yesterday. They reported earnings yesterday, and I think most people understood that there is not much to talk about just yet for the crazy Navitos.
Navitas, whatever. Yeah, I mean, they say 2027 is their inflection point. They say 2026 is a transition point. Quarter four, I mean, they did $10 million in revenue this quarter, which was down about 50% or so year over year. They guided for 7 million next quarter, which is about a 66% drop year over year. But they are giving us the story that they're shifting away from low margin business, which typically is high revenue, into more of a sticky business. So first they're getting rid of that revenue, but then after quarter four, they believe they will see sequential growth, and the real exponential growth comes in 2027. Um,
Yeah, okay, but
so
nobody really wants to wait more than a
yeah,
year
that's the
for a
thing, right?
maybe.
Yeah, that's the thing with this one. It's this is to me still a trading vehicle that's just going to trade on news. And most of the excitement came up after event on September OCP, where Nvidia mentioned them as well as
Hmm.
a as a strong partner. Um, but now they're saying, yeah, we're a strong partner, but we won't really see the revenue until 2027.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, fair enough. Fair
Um,
enough. Okay, we have 20 minutes, so we can talk about the upcoming big one for later today. There is AMD, there is SMCI, there's some other companies as well. So, did you find anything on this AMD story that
Oh yeah,
chat
so it
is talking
seems
about?
like a company called Adia suing AMD for infringement on technology that they're using for 3D cache. For those that are not familiar, AMD has this pretty cool chip for the consumer market. I don't know how much they're using it on the data center space, but I think they might be. But on the consumer space, um, this is where you get kind of like these Ryzen CPUs with pretty much top level. You're stacking more chips on top to make it a better performant um, than some of the stuff. I don't know what's going to come out through it, Neil, because it is a hybrid bonding technique and it's a technique out of manufacturing. How can you kind of patent a certain manufacturer? I'm not a lawyer, uh, so I don't know. I'm pretty sure AMD has damn good lawyers as well. I think this is going to be
Hmm.
something that takes time. In my opinion, worst case scenario are two things. One, AMD just pays a licensing fee whenever they use this, which might not be that crazy. Number two, they might have to stop making the chips this way until until sorry, I was just reading Robert's comment. Until a final solution is made, which could be a little iffy there. But overall, the lawsuit as a long-term investor doesn't really worry me because new tools and new processes for hybrid bonding are coming out. And some of those tools are just available through the manufacturer themselves. So it's not any form of IP infringement or anything like that. So more noise
Okay.
than anything.
Yeah. Okay. No, fair enough. Fair enough. I just checked. I think the implied earnings move is around 8% or so. Correct me if I'm wrong. Anyone in chat? 8% on the up or downside remains to be seen. And of course, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens in
What's
the day.
what's 8% from 250 right now?
8% on the downside is 230. And if we go back up,
230.
it's 271, 270, let's
Hmm.
say. So this is basically from of course, the pre-market price.
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah.
see. We'll
Yeah.
see what happens throughout the day. We can close lower, can close higher. We'll see. But okay, prediction time, I guess. Prediction
Yeah.
time. What? Because now, of course, we're going to this earnings report with a ton of information, right?
Yeah.
We had the OpenAI announcement. Um, we had the Oracle one. So what's and well, I guess now it's going to be an interesting one because maybe they can control the narrative of the market, since the market is now maybe in like the AI story is completely over. Um, what are you expecting, or what do you want to hear? Let's start with that. What do you want to hear from Lisa Su?
And the actual guidance, now that we have even more contracts, right? I think that is a year, even a few quarters ago, I think them giving us some form of guidance or even a baseline outside of just tens of billions or whatever was, I guess, justifiable because we didn't hear these contracts and we'd be like, oh, where would this be coming from? Now that we know about these contracts, I think it is AMD investors need to have some form of number um, of what we should be looking at. During the Q&A session, I am more than certain um, analysts are going to be asking, you made a great partnership with OpenAI,
Mm-hmm.
but how is OpenAI going to pay for it? Do they already have a contract, right? So I think that question, I think that's
Call
the
Sam
question.
Altman.
I think that's going to be the question for a lot of these AI semiconductors this month. or this earnings, right? Every earnings season, there's one question. Oh, there's a slowdown in data center capex. Oh, there's this issue with there was the deep sea question. There was the slowdown of Microsoft data center. This is going to be the how is OpenAI paying quarter, and I don't know if Lisa Su is going to give the answer investors are going to want. Um, Now, overall, a lot of these things that they are announcing are for the MI450. So it's still about a year away from now. And I'm still very much bullish for this company. I believe now a path to a trillion market cap is definitely possible with these contracts. Not a guarantee, but it is possible. And the final thing is, we are seeing some great traction with the MI355s. I mean, we saw Supermicro mentions that they are getting orders on the MI355s doing their preliminary results. So, um, yeah, I mean, overall, I think it's going to be good bullish long term. Short term, I think the market's not going to like some of the answers.
Hmm. Interesting. I do agree that it might be time. I mean, it's Q3, so you better give us an actual AI revenue guidance for the year already, right? Um,
Yeah.
but 2026, I still feel it's going to be the tens of billions of dollars answer, because
Can she say
it's.
20s of billions?
I mean, technically speaking, we can calculate what it's going to be, right? Based on what they based on what they announced. Maybe questions on timeline is going to be a bit more important. So maybe we can say how fast we can include DMI 450s in next year's guidance. Um,
Because
because they're
they say
probably.
it's gonna be a meaningful impact. They did mention that. So in the second half. So I'm expecting them to release it early, like they did the MI350, which is now gonna be June. The reason I say early is because typically it's like October or November, late in second half. I think if things are going well, they're gonna do almost right when the second half starts. So somewhere between July or August.
Yeah. I mean, they're probably going to say, "Look, we're not going to give guidance right now. I will give that in Q4," which is the standard answer that everybody gives, which is fine. Okay, fine. Um, but I do think that with AMD specifically, now I think it's a very, very good thing that they also have declined the gaming and the embedded side of the business, because I do think that these business lines are performing very well. I think the client and gaming are picking up steam. I think embedded is now going from a headwind to tailwind, and we know that that's a very high margin business. So all in all, I mean, that's I do expect them to have a very good quarter. Margin wise, how big of a China hit are we taking this quarter?
I think this is the lower front. I'm not much
Yeah,
at all.
because the last one was the biggest one.
Yeah.
Um, so maybe some questions around China as well, especially after the deal that was
Yeah, the
maybe
deal that didn't really go through, but it's like because no one's signing anything. What's going on there?
yeah. Even though
Um,
Jensen said that it looks like Nvidia can re-enter the market again, but it's not
yeah.
very clear what's going on there. But anyways, for AMD, China is not included in the guidance. So whatever comes is just an extra. Is just an extra for them. Um, for revenue, I think it's an easy beat. I think when we covered it 3 months ago, we said
Uh,
like the 8 point something billion dollars that they were expecting was very easy to achieve when we added everything up.
yeah. And then we also did get some data from Intel, right? Intel mentions that they are constrained in their Intel 10 and Intel 7 nodes. Um, so that's pretty bullish in my opinion for AMD gaining market share in the consumer space. The other thing is Intel also mentioned that they are reducing some of the wafers for the consumer space and focusing it into the server space. Um, so they're probably doing that because that market is growing like crazy. And I'm pretty sure, and they mentioned that they still lag in technology against AMD in the data center space. So if you're lagging in that space, but you're still increasing your inventory, what is the company that is destroying in the technology in that space right now. How well are they doing in the data center market on CPUs? And then you're also reducing your competition in the consumer space. I think it's going to be a pretty great quarter in the consumer business, but in the client business. But at the end of the day, I don't think the market cares about that, right, Neil? I think they're just going to care about
Correct.
AI.
Correct. But it does help with the price
With
that we're
beating,
paying.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, and
For
the
it.
PE ratios agree.
Um, I mean, revenue here, $8.7 billion plus minus $300 million. Would it surprise me if they come in at 9 billion? Not at all. No, not at all. I think when we added all the three segments based on their own estimates, I mean, we are easily getting $9 billion. So I'm not. I think it's going to be a very good quarter. What will the stock do? Well, let's actually see what the people are saying. 63% are saying down. 61%, 62% are saying that we're going down after hours for uh, for AMD. I mean, the stock did go up quite a lot for good reasons, I guess. Right after the huge OpenAI deal, which again, every time it's OpenAI, you add another piece on the Jenga tower that starts to wiggle a bit. But we had that. We had the Oracle comment. I think went under the radar. Like the fact that Oracle has like tens of thousands of, or will have tens of thousands of AMD GPUs as well for next year, and after that went under the radar because of the OpenAI deal.
How's Oracle
But
doing? Can you pull up a chart on that real quick, Neil? I haven't seen that one in a while.
I can almost full retracement from the
Oh,
last
wow.
earnings.
Now that is looking interesting for me.
Full retracement now, especially with
Hmm.
the pre-market action. We are basically back to where it was
Yeah.
after the earnings, or before, sorry. Which again makes sense, right? Because I think the market has also started. It's basically down close to 30%. The main reason why
Very
it was
nice.
up was right the RPO number, and then the yearly tranches that they think they will recognize or generate in the upcoming years. As you know, RPO for them is not contracted one, so market is skeptical. Stock has run up significantly for Oracle. If we go back to the April lows, it was up at one time. Let's go almost 200% or so. Incredible company, but with this one as well, it's one that does not have the free cash flow, has a lot of debt, has huge amounts of RPO, but it's a lot of question marks here as well. Um, there are some key players in this AI market where you do have some questions, right? The Oracles and the OpenAI, how they're financing everything. But then you have the Googles, the Meta, the Amazon, the Nvidia, where you're like, okay, I mean, they're printing cash. They can sustain all of this, no problem. But yeah, the retracement here, in my opinion, is a healthy one. And this is why I don't believe the AI bubble thing, right? Because an AI bubble would have not created a 30% pullback in this name, for example. In my opinion, at least. Yeah, this is a good one from Christian. All the banks say we are stretching, yet they all raise their price target on Palantir and Nvidia. Correct. I've seen a couple of price target raises from Palantir this morning. I mean, a lot, not all of the banks, some of the big names out there, like the Goldman Sachs one, where did he say, oh, we might have a 10, 15% pullback in the next 12 to 24 months or something like that. I'm like, wow, genius prediction, right? Genius predictions, like saying we might have some rain in the next 6 months. Okay, great. It's a useless prediction. It's a useless prediction, but yeah.
The pullback happening right now. See, I told you guys. I told you.
Exactly. It's like
I did it again.
it's a broken clock, basically.
And I agree with this thoughts. No matter what's price action happening right now, I think at least for the big techs and the mature companies, we are seeing good earnings. Like there was nothing, in my opinion, there was nothing scary for the Max 7. Maybe I gotta remember Tesla,
No,
but everybody outside of Tesla, I haven't seen anything scary. And I'm not saying I saw anything scary for Tesla. I just don't remember. And I mean, we just see a lot of other players, right? I think Shopify, Spotify, all these companies um, are not doing bad. So when that happens, seeing a pullback is like, okay, I'm getting good businesses at a better price point. What's uh what's there to hate right now? Why do we need a therapy session? We need a celebration party.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like banks, which reported the first, they all reported quite good earnings. The comments were quite good as well. Then for now, fintech also good earnings. Big tech good earnings. It's just that yes, some bad companies report bad earnings because they're bad companies. Uh, they're supposed to be crushed. Dave is another fintech name. I believe they just reported. Double beat here. Stock is up. So again, fintech name here. Good, good comments. Good comments, good results. Comments. I don't know. I haven't checked yet. But then all the rest, we have Robinhood. I think they report tomorrow. SoFi already reported. Reddit is one where we're back at $200, back at the 100-day moving average. This one also reported good, a good report last week.
Nice.
Where is our favorite one? Oscar is down another 3% here. So I think the fact that you
It wasn't
left,
me. It wasn't
yeah,
me. It
I
wasn't
think
me.
the fact that you left is like the curse is got broken. Now let's see when you come back if it comes back as well. We have Duolingo reports tomorrow morning. Lots of earnings actually this week happening, but yeah, no, all in all, again with Uber, I don't know, something definitely got mentioned during the earnings call, but all in all, earnings season is going well when you look at the actual results. Then when okay, you look at the, for example, you said Tesla's quarter was a good quarter for a company. But yeah, when you look at the price of the stock, then you might say, okay, it doesn't make any sense, right? Because when you're only reporting, I don't know, a couple of cents of earnings and you're worth over $1 trillion, okay. But again, that's not Tesla's fault, that's the market's fault. We purely look at, are the companies under pressure? Are the businesses in trouble? And it seems like the answer right now is no. We actually had way more clarity in this earnings season with earnings calls than we had 3 months, 6 months ago with the whole tariff situation. Duolingo is today after the bell. So why does it tell me here Wednesday? What day are we today? It's Tuesday, no? It's Tuesday today. It is Tuesday today. Yes.
Yeah,
So
today, yeah, AMD Tuesday, yeah.
so I guess either
You know
Dave
what?
got it wrong here. So
One of I'm pretty excited right now for some of these stocks pulling back. Like I mentioned, CoreWeave and Nebius are ones I'm really looking at, Neil. Another one that also really caught my attention was Galaxy. It's one of the original um, kind of these turn to hyperscale players, and they have a lot of contracts with CoreWeave.
digital.
Yes, they have a huge amount of contracts with CoreWeave. And ever since earnings, this has been one that everybody seems to forget. It's not about the irons, the other ones. So just one I'm going to maybe do a little bit more information into, but most of their contracts are coming from CoreWeave right now, which if CoreWeave is getting from them, I think there might be something there.
And CoreWeave report next Monday.
Yeah.
That's going to be also an interesting one. Because we already heard Apply Digital. So we know that CoreWeave is expanding quite quickly. CoreWeave has been making some smaller acquisitions. Of course, the Core Scientific one is not going to go through.
Mhm.
Fine. They still have their deal and partnership with them. So yeah, that's also going to be an interesting one. So next week, CoreWeave. We also have Nebius actually next week. So two big players that will
Nice.
probably provide us a
When
lot
is
of
Nebius?
a lot.
Is it the same day or different day?
Let's see. 11th, so the day
And
after.
they do before or after market?
Before. So
And
Nebius
that's sitting
before
at
and
$112 pre-market.
correct. Correct. And CoreWeave is 119 and they report Monday
Oh
after the
my
close.
God, I'm getting excited right now.
Calm down. Calm down. We have a ding ding happening pretty soon.
Yes.
And then
And we're on. Ding, 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 ding. The market is open. I'll send it over to Neil because I know he likes it. Never mind. I'm not going to say it. Go ahead, Neil.
no, you can continue. You can continue.
No, don't you do your own stuff now? Your ding a ling, ling, ding dong, dong, ding.
Exactly. I just wanted you to do it.
Bing bong, 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 bang.
Bing, bing, bong, bing, bing, bong. We are open, ladies and gentlemen. Don't be fooled by the heat map with some green, because I can assure you that in a couple of seconds it's going to be red.
Ah,
Red across the board. In
yeah,
the
let me
meantime,
just
we
open
do
up my.
have the watch list here. We do have one name that is green, and that's Hims,
The pill taker,
the pill taker.
like you
Exactly.
said.
Maybe all of these stocks should should take the pill, and they'll be up for the day. I just don't know how much how long that will last, but
If it's been longer than X amount of hours, please contact your.
yeah. So the customer support 50 shades of red. um, there will be blood. It's a good movie, this, actually. So it's a good movie, a classic. So voila, much better.
I don't want to
Much.
look at my portfolio right now, but I have to. Ah,
I mean, it looks worse than what it is,
yeah,
just
just pull
because
out like just make
it's
it look a
bright
month
red.
away, and it's like, oh, okay, you're still.
Like, this is the month away. Still a lot of red, but you still have some green. You still have some green, which again is why what I keep saying is like, yeah, is market is close to all-time highs, but you have a ton of companies that have already pulled back. Now, yes, if we go 3 months, we still have a lot of green, plenty of green, and of course, year to date, mostly green. I did
Mhm.
show a chart that showed that, yeah, consumer staples have gotten hit quite a lot this year already. But then again, okay, maybe the pricing of the business was completely wrong. But right now, of course, this looks horrible, right? Red across the board. But it's not like the April or the deep sea crash, right? Back then it
No,
was like down 10% for Nvidia. Now it's down 2.4 on the day. I think Nvidia, the DeepSeek, was down even more than that, way more than that in just one day. Um,
yeah, I remember. I was in Florida. I was like, what the heck is going on here?
this is a Black Friday in February. Um, but yeah, here, okay, Google down 1.9, Microsoft 1.3, Tesla 3.4. But okay, high beta names, that's fine. Palantir reported yesterday, price to perfection and then some, is down 7%. Um, Uber is actually down 8%, so that's one that's down the most at the moment. Then we've got Palantir. Then we've got Nebius also down 7%. Hoots 5.6. Applied 5.5. Those then Micron is also down 6% or so. SoFi close to 5. Same with CoreWeave, Rocket Lab, AMD 4%. Let's see. Oscar is down 2.4. Shift 4 is down 2. Google down 2, new 1.6, PayPal 2.5. This one doesn't go up when everything goes up, but does go down when everything goes down. Duolingo down 2%, Zeta 2.6 down, and Meta 0.4. Okay, interesting. Roberto, Jose, Mr. Jose, not sure what to call you anymore. Do you open a Solaris position down today with good earnings?
uh, is my mic on? Am I muted?
You are. No,
Am
your
I-
mic is on now.
Oh, my mic is on. Sorry, I was just looking at certain things to play. I haven't looked at earnings. I saw the stock was up yesterday before this market crash. After earnings, I have to read more into it before making a decision. But I'm not selling. That's for sure.
Seems like this one is still down on good numbers, apparently. But it was down more, it seems. It was down more. Let's see if I can find one of the reasons why Uber is down a little bit. Well, a lot. They did also announce a partnership yesterday with Toast. They are going to shift from adjusted EBITDA to adjusted operating income in Q1 2026. Uh, okay. I'll probably touch. I'll probably have a look at the earnings call a bit later. Someone did ask, cost of revenue did increase faster than revenue itself, maybe, but I think gross bookings is the number that you want to follow
It's no
more
sense.
with Uber. Anyways, let's have a look at a couple of names here. So Uber, $90 right now, a big dump. Palantir 188, Nebius also down 9%, closing in on that 50-day moving average at 104. Let's see what the others are doing. Sezzle is reporting this week. That one is down another 2.4% right now. Probably maybe going to try and close the gap from 2 quarters ago. Dave is up 8% today. Okay, pretty strong report if that one is up still 8%. What do we have? Adobe is flattish, I would say, flattish. Salesforce is still
What is
down
Amazon doing?
1.5. Amazon is probably also flat. Let's see.
That one
Down
killed it, man.
1.2. Yeah, I mean, are we surprised? Probably not.
Probably not. Not at all.
Like the AWS acceleration was coming for sure. And then the rest of the business is still doing very well. They've got some tailwinds from a weak dollar, so that's good. Figma, let's see what this one's doing. Also down, okay, under $50 right now for Figma. Interesting. Klarna,
Yes.
Klarna 35. Mercado Libre 2,300 still. Okay, so not really changed much right now. Okay, so interesting price action at the moment. Some interesting price action. I mean, with Palantir again, it's an incredible business that is just trading at super high prices. Yes, the trailing PE is 600 plus, forward one is 250 or something like that. That's because they're growing earnings so quickly. That's why you have like a 600 trailing PE and a 250 or 70 forward PE. But yeah, incredible performance, just very, very, very expensive. Like when you're trading at 100 times sales, don't be surprised if you drop 10% or even more. Like, honestly, if this drops another 50% or so, it will still not be cheap. That's how crazy the prices here are. Let's see. What company in your portfolio has yet, obviously NVIDIA and an AMD, but AMD is later today. Any other names?
Marvell hasn't reported yet. Let's see. Let me just look at my portfolio.
Yeah. I mean, with Novo, I guess you can look at the leaps for 20, maybe 27. You can already find 28 to see how expensive those are, how cheap those are. Because again, it's a turnaround story, and there are still quite a lot of moving pieces around this name, GLP market. So it's a bit all over the place, I would say. A bit all over the place.
Yeah, for me, Neil, is Marvell and GitLab. Both those two haven't reported just yet. That are really big positions in my portfolio.
But both have a lot of time. You still have a lot of time until they report.
It's probably after NVIDIA, December, I believe. Is it December?
Yeah, Marvell is end November, and GitLab is, I think, the start of.
Yeah, NVIDIA is also late November.
Yeah, yeah. GitLab is start of December. I think same with Adobe right now. Okay, interesting.
So I mean, I think we just are gonna have this week pretty packed.
Next
obviously
week
with AMD and Super, and next week with like CoreWeave and Nebius.
And I have
But then
Rocket
after
Lab,
that,
the local.
Next week, what was the one before that one? Before
so next week we have CoreWeave and Nebius, Rocket Lab, the local. I think Pagaya is also reporting, and maybe another name. But the week after that is already chill. I think maybe Alibaba is reporting pretty soon.
Until the end of November, I guess, right?
Yeah, mid November or so.
Wait,
Um,
we are in November. What? We're already in. Oh snap!
we are
So
in
never mind.
November.
That's
Yeah,
not that far. Yes, that is wild. I'm
it's
like, ah, we
crazy.
still got like almost a month away. Nope.
Yeah, man. But you know how we know it's November is because at 4 p.m. it's already dark.
Yeah.
That's how we know. That's how we know. Uh,
Is
Michael Burry is printing money.
is it too
Um,
early to play Christmas music?
so I've already heard Christmas music in Starbucks when I was in LA, so I'm not. It's never. I guess not because yeah. Also, Halloween,
uh,
man. Halloween is such a big deal in the US. It's insane. It's like a huge marketing thing. Like
it's
everything's
not like that
orange.
anywhere else.
No, in the US, it's like exaggerated. Plus, everything I went
Yeah.
into a Target, everything's already Christmas themed almost.
Yeah.
Like
It's crazy how quickly they shift over.
it's insane, insane. Um, quickly touching on this comment here, Michael Burry already printing. Not so sure because again, we we get the 13 Fs after Q3 is over. Q3 is over, of course, when October starts. October started here Friday at $180 a share. We are now still at $188 a share. I don't know when he started his put. Maybe he started here at 157. Maybe he started here in August at
Yeah.
187.
And then if you did, it's crazy. And then you
There's a
still have the time decay behind it. It's
exactly. There's a high likelihood that he's still losing money
yeah.
on his puts for Palantir and probably for definitely for Nvidia. Not probably, definitely, because
I want to give him the
Nvidia
other finger, but I'm gonna just give him thumbs up right now.
thumbs down.
Thumbs down.
Because Nvidia, when October started, was at 191. We're still at 202. So no matter when he bought it in like in the last quarter, he would still be down today. That's what people need to understand. Is when we get the 13 Fs, it's not what they have today. It's what they reported that they had
Oof.
for the past 3 months. So yeah, sucks to be him, I guess.
Yeah. And it also depends on like it's crazy because on the day he bought, there could have been like high volatility. With high volatility, the premium increased dramatically. Then when you lost volatility, the option price could have gone down just on that alone. It's
Correct, correct. I'm finding this all out with my PayPal options. Like sometimes the shorter term options are green and the longer term are red, and I'm like, what the heck's
really.
going on here? What the heck's going on
It's
here?
also just the volume itself, right? I mean, some of these
Yes,
options barely have any volumes. That also determines the liquidity of it. It's fun. It's crazy, but
it's very
I don't
volatile.
know. Yeah, yeah. There we go. I didn't know how to end that. Thanks, Neil.
You're welcome. All in all, it's not a great day, but it might be a good day for people that were always looking for dips, I guess, right? If you're looking for dips, I guess today you might find some. We do have some buying action for some of these names. Some of these names are making their way to some moving averages. Some of them are rebounding on top of them. So, I mean, to me, PayPal is a crazy no brainer. Like, what do they have to do in order to go up? I don't know. Maybe I have to close out my positions for it to move. 'Cause I have a feeling
Do
like
it. Let me know, and I'll buy.
yeah, it's like the market has a personal vendetta against me. um, but yeah, all in all, we are back later today. We are back later today to cover AMD. AMD is down 2.5% right now. There's also the all famous SMCI, which is sitting at the 50-day moving average at around $48 or so. Although we already know the numbers because we got the preliminary numbers from them. Quick Q&A here. I mean Q&A. Quick comment. Adding more dLocal for or PayPal. Well, PayPal to me is already very big with all my options. It's already too big to add more. Shift for the report Thursday, so I'll add accordingly after the report. I already have my position. And dLocal, where is it? Yeah, dLocal is tempting to add more before the earnings, but I'll try to be disciplined and wait a little bit because again, I have no rush since I already own it. So what's the point of
What the
rushing?
heck?
I rather just just wait and get my information. Stefano, I cannot promise you, but you bought Leaps, so we still have a lot of time, and I think it will. I mean, I think I've put my money where my mouth is with PayPal, so I I strongly believe and hope that I am correct. But yeah, if you've got Leaps like 27 or 28 with like a 100 or 90, I don't know, I don't remember strike price, it would be incredible if it doesn't hit it by 2027 or before. Did I cover Duolingo? No, because they report tomorrow. So we'll see. We'll see if the daily active users, monthly active users are still all trending on the way up. And then, yeah, we'll see what happens. The poll, I will close the poll. We are here at 61% saying that AMD is down after hours. So hopefully you're all wrong. Tony at Center, thank you very much for the super chat. I assume you maybe wanted to ask something. So
we'll give you some time.
Yeah, we'll give you a couple of
a
minutes.
minute.
Yeah, to add something there. What about adding to Pagaya? No, Pagaya also have lab, but Pagaya is my most risky options play because that's for January. So I'm literally playing the the earnings jump. But no, I'm not adding to that. Although I said yesterday that if I like it enough and the results are good, the calls are going to be in the money, I might just convert them to actual shares. Here. I'm wondering which of the ones would be good to buy on the dip. I mean, overall, the whole market? I guess it depends. And I think right now, solid names like still a Google, a Meta, and Amazon, I think those are still, I wouldn't say like no-brainers like the ones in April, but I would sleep very well at night knowing I own them. There are, of course, riskier names, higher volatility names that you can add. I haven't looked at Uber, but the earnings call, but from the numbers, I think Uber is also, like Jose said at the start, Uber seems like one of those names you just own and you look at it once in a while because the performance there, the execution has been very, very good. Very good.
Very good.
All right, ladies and gents. Jose is back, which is probably why the market is red. That's the only reason why. That's the only reason. Which he might turn it all around later today, because later today we are going to do the AMD earnings. We're going to do it with Amit as well. So we'll see how that one goes. So yeah, thank you all for joining, and we shall see each other later